It's week 9 of the 2025 season, and we'll get a look here at Caleb Williams. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Bears and the Lions, next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the legendary venues in the sport, historic Soldier Field in Chicago. Here's Carlos Santos ready to get this one started. Off we go from Soldier Field. The return starts from the 5, and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. Number 1 overall pick in 2016 leads him out, Greg. It's quarterback Jared Goff.
There wasn't really anything fancy about their performance in last week's win, Mike. I mean, he had the one interception. He would clearly like to have that one back. But for the most part, I thought he did a nice job keeping the ball out of harm's way. However, it's clear after reviewing the film, he left a lot of opportunities out there. I think there was a lot of meat left on that bone. The 2 touchdown passes, those were great. But if he's going to continue to lead his team to more wins in the future, he has to do a better job identifying those mismatches, finding those opportunities, and when they present themselves, he's got to take it.
And a good run there. Finds the lane, gets forward. Got 8 yards and sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2. They'll try and run it here with Montgomery. So, on 4th down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt. And back deep is Devin Duvernay to return. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the quarterback from USC, Caleb Williams.
You just hope throughout your career, Mike, that you're not on the wrong end of too many games like last week. So many games in the NFL come down to 1 score. They're very close. Then every once in a while, there are multiple score games where you just can't seem to keep it close. They've got to do a better job keeping pace early, get off to a faster start. They want to have a chance. Come the 4th quarter, if this thing's within 1 score, they're going to feel a lot more comfortable this time around than where they were last week.
They'll go again with Swift. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
On 1st down, it's Swift. He'll work forward to the 40-yard line. Kirby Joseph there to make the play. Now Swift. Whoa! First and 10. They'll go play action here with Williams. Gonna look deep, looking for more. DJ Reed that time. Good tight coverage, and he's able to get a hand on it. Throwing on 2nd down, Williams. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
We spend so much time talking about quarterbacks and the special plays that they can make. And, of course, that's a big part of playing quarterback in the NFL. But also, can you avoid the bad plays? Do you know when the fight is over and live to play another down? Don't take that sack. Throw the ball away, get back out there on 3rd down, and give yourself a chance.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line.
So you find yourself on the verge of your drive stalling out, and not only do you pick up the 1st down, Mike, but you get a huge pass completion in the process. Really nice job keeping this opening drive of the game alive as they're really trying to start this game on a high note.
They'll run out of the gun. It is Swift. The ball comes out.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he'll work this past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jaquan Brisker there to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 6. Goff with the give to Montgomery. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Goff. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. 11 yards on the connection there. Good for a Lions first down. On the handoff, it's Montgomery. And not a whole lot going to come from that one. Only to about the 39. One more time for Montgomery. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Open man, it's Jamison Williams. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often. So that might be his first target, but I don't think it's going to be his last.
Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now, Goff.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there.
That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Kyler Gordon.
Every once in a while, Mike, you see a quarterback predetermined before the snap where they're going to go with the ball, and I think that was the case here. He told himself, I'm throwing the ball to him no matter what, and it ends up being a costly mistake.
DeAndre Swift and the Bears offense set for their next possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll get 4 here, up to the 24-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 6. Off play action. Here's Williams. That is caught downfield by Odunze. And he will take this one in. 76 yards. Touchdown, Chicago.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. but it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Now return coming from the 7. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to get back at it. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. So they start this on the ground with Montgomery. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Goff to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. To throw is Goff. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
On first down, it's Goff. Quickly to the outside and complete. One quarter in the books. It's the Bears off to the early lead. We're back to Soldier Field after this. Goff gives it to Gibbs. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Goff. That one on target to Williams. He's got it. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Goff. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught, and he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. Now it is 1st and goal.
Hey, 76!
Throwing, Goff. This one caught at the 4. Inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. Here's a designed run. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
Trying to catch the defense off guard with this designed quarterback run. Doesn't go down for a sack, but either way, defense was ready for it, able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's Rome Odunze, the first-round pick, along with the Bears offense getting set for their next possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They look to hit him with a jet sweep here to begin this drive. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. A play fake. Now Williams. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
Williams going to look to throw it on 1st down. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike. Touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
2nd and a yard. Another run here. Another run by Swift. The Bears are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll run with Johnson. A dive, and he's in. Roschon Johnson. Touchdown, Bears. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. He fields it at the 8. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And he is in the midst of an MVP-type season. NFL leader in passing yardage, and he's up over 3,000 now for the season. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. He's got Laporta open on the left side. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
All alone, it's the tight end Laporta.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
A 2nd down throw for Goff. On target to Laporta. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a 1st down. To throw is Goff. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket, nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Here's Goff. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it.
After that first down sack, I think we both kind of looked at each other and said, all right, well, there goes this drive. But a really nice job there in the passing game on second down. That big chunk brings them from second and long to now at least third and manageable. This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Throwing on second down. Goff. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Well, it wasn't the most exciting throw of the day, but I want you to watch, Mike, is the suddenness of the route runner. Change of speed, change of direction. Those are the qualities of great route runners, and this guy's certainly one of them.
Goff to throw on first down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Back to the air, it's Goff. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. Third and a yard. From the gun. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Kyler Gordon. And the Bears are going to take over just shy of midfield.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
The Bears offense and DeAndre Swift set to get going again. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Throwing downfield, right side, and it's caught. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be first and goal.
They certainly wasted no time trying to take advantage of that great field position, and I love it. So often we see teams either in sudden change or when they have a shorter field to go, they want to strike early. There is such a correlation in the NFL, Mike, between explosive plays and your ability to end drives with points.
From the shotgun, it's Williams. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Chicago. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. Santos for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Bears move out to a 21-3 advantage. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Lions offense and Jared Goff set to go to work once more. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. That's over the middle, taken in by Laporta. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. On first and 10, here's Goff. Quick throw, taken in. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. On on second down, Goff. Pass completed is safe ground. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. He'll get this to his tight end, Laporta. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Goff to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. So we hit halftime along the lakefront here in Chicago, and the Bears are on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
The Bears got a solid first half out of their quarterback, the #1 overall pick back in 2024, Caleb Williams. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
The third quarter is underway. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Out comes Caleb Williams and the rest of this Bears offense. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Here's Williams on 1st and 10. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot. So the 2 components to a scramble drill, Mike, is the quarterback has to buy time with his legs, and then all of the receivers need to second reaction and come open downfield late. And he bought time, but nobody was able to separate, and there's nowhere to go with the ball.
On 4th down, here's Torrey Taylor to punt for Chicago. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Lions offense, Jahmyr Gibbs, set to get back on the field. And he's made a big impact in the passing game. As you look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, his name right there at the top. On 1st down, it's Goff. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over him.
Straight ahead, it's Montgomery. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. T.J. Edwards there on the stop. 3rd and long. To throw is Goff. He throws right side down the field, and it is brought in.
I'll be honest, Mike. I think everyone in this stadium, when that ball went up, you're thinking pick. Fortunately for him, there wasn't a defender in the area, and he's able to reel it in for a nice gain.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air. But they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least 1 first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
On 3rd down, it's Williams.
It doesn't get much closer than that, Mike. I thought with that last sack, they got him in the end zone for a safety. I think he was just short of the goal line. But now, think about where this next snap is going to be, and if you're the defense, man, you can smell blood in the water.
The Bears send out their punt team, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. This will be returned from just beyond midfield, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Lions offense ready to get back to work. Greg, sitting up here with you, this is not the same energy we saw from this team at the start of the game. How much has the defense kind of sapped it out of them?
Oh, I think it's a big factor in this game. And when you start taking the ball away at the rate that they have today, it takes a lot of the confidence out of the offense, and I think that's the body language that you're referring to. There is a lot of doubt creeping in to this offense, and it's almost becoming to the point where you don't want to be the guy with the ball because you're afraid you're going to give it up. And when it gets to that, man, as an offense, you're in trouble.
They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 7. Goff to throw. Quickly to the outside and complete. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Now Goff. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate. And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to take over possession of the football. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. This drive will begin with a run by Swift. And that one is closed down in the backfield. What a defensive play. Knifing in, dropping him for the loss.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
On second down, it's Williams. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not. And when he throws it, catch it.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Williams. That'll be caught by DeAndre Swift. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. This one intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession. They've got it at their own 42.
And while the defender is going to get credit for the pick, Mike, I think he needs to go up on the sideline and thank his pass rush because they forced that bad throw. That is the perfect example of when the front pass rush and the back end coverage work together. Man, that was big-time ball.
Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with 1st down. Here's Goff. Open man downfield. It's Laporta. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
They'll run the draw with Gibbs. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. On play action, Goff. No chance at all. He'll go down. Montez Sweat that time fights his way in to record the sack. A 2nd down throw for Goff. His throw left side is complete.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
And he will score. Game on. Jared Goff. Touchdown, Detroit. So they get the touchdown, and now it is a 9-point game. Greg, you can go for 1 and make it a 1-possession game. Or some people think about going for 2 here. What would you do?
I think I'm going for 2, Mike. Listen, the way you have to look at it is I need a 2-point conversion at some point. But I want to know now, am I down truly 2 scores, or am I able to get it down to 7 and truly make it a 1 score? So I'm going for 2 now, and I want to know what the rest of this game looks like. How many possessions do I need?
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Bears offense getting set to get back to work. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. Now this looks like a design run. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Second down and 8. Here's Bajan. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it. It's Swift. Give them 14 on that one. Good for a Bears first down.
You know, there's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
Here's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Swift. Well, they weren't going to get him the second time with the same back. Defense all over that one. They stop him for no gain. On second down, it's a run with Swift. And he will take this down close to a first down. Pickup of 9. They've got him a yard short of the sticks. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for it with Johnson. And yes, that'll get it. First down, marked at the 30. A good run will keep this drive going.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
They'll come up on a second down and 8. Bajan now. That's complete. It's Odunze. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. They will run it over center with Swift. So now the Brazilian-born Cairo Santos in a big spot. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. Cairo Santos, following the made field goal, back out to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. And for a 3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by T.J. Edwards.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through, and yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping him.
The Bears offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And right about now, they might be thinking, are we sure we want an off week next week? They're going to head into the bye with momentum as they try to polish this one off. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
He'll get this underneath to Swift. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. They're trying the left side with Swift. He gets free. They get 14 yards and set up first and goal.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come?
And he will score. DeAndre Swift. Touchdown, Bears. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
On is Santos for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Bears will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down. From the gun, it's Goff. That's caught by Gibbs. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards. Third and long. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Open man, right side. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Goff to throw on first down. There's that man again. Another catch. Off the play fake, here's Goff. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he will get into the end zone. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions are able to edge a bit closer. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
DeAndre Swift and the Bears offense set for their next possession. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. On first down, it's Swift. And he'll get this down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Swift. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. On third down, here's Swift. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line, but the official signal, he's got enough for the first down. Give up the middle with Swift. Not much happening there, just a short gain. And quickly, the clock stops again. Defense taking the timeout, $1:54 to go. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll motion a tight end right. Here's Swift. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. On the handoff, it's Johnson. And he'll bring this inside the 30. A gain of about 5. On now, it's Cairo Santos for the field goal. This from 45 yards away. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bears will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter. Cairo Santos, following the made field goal, back out to kick this one away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Lions offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. They'll drop to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. Now, 2nd and 4. Goff to throw. Down the field, he's got St. Brown. Here's 1st down. Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And that's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. They had their chance and took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. So this one in the win column for the Bears. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time later in the season. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from along the lakefront at Soldier Field in Chicago.